Labor Day poll by Zogby International showed that 37% of American workers, that's 54 million people, have been bullied at work. The survey showed that 72% of bullies are bosses. Joining me today on Northwest Notebook to discuss the findings is Dr. Gary Namie from the Workplace Bullying Institute located here in Bellingham. Doctor, thanks for being a guest on Northwest Notebook.
Thanks for having me, Ty.
So what surprises you most about the new survey?
Well, I think we're startled by the statistic, the 37%, that over a third of the workers in their lifetime have been bullied. That's how close the awareness is. If you add the 12% who witnessed it, who only witnessed it, you've got half of the workplace being intimately familiar with workplace bullying and the misery it causes, and then you got 45% who are in total denial. Never seen it, never heard it, never happened to me. Fascinating.
Give me an example of bullying.
Bullying is harassment, but it's not the illegal variety. In our book, The Bully at Work, what we've described is 4 types. There's the screaming Mimi, fist-pounding, vein-bulging maniac, public arena, profane, loud, full of bluster and bravado, all Wizard of Oz, big green ball. There's nothing but a little weasel within. But good for show to instill fear. Constant critic, gets you behind closed doors, going to try and erode your confidence and your competence. Try and convince you you're stupid. They're usually the new supervisor. And that's the other point about our Zogby poll, is that it actually confirmed the stereotype that most bullies are bosses, unfortunately. Then they're going to cheat you on performance appraisal. They're going to say that suddenly you're error prone when you have a wonderful record. That's maddening. The third variety is these are categories of bullying tactics. The two-headed snake, smarmy Jekyll and Hyde, passive-aggressive, backstabber, out to control your reputation despite the hard work you've done to gain the trust and respect of coworkers, clients, and everything else. Now, those first 3 types do things to people, but the gatekeeper, the 4th type, is all about withholding whatever it is you need to succeed. They set you up to fail. They give you work that can't be done in the time given. They give you work outside your area, deny you training. It's all a bunch of denials.
Setting you up to fail.
Setting you up to fail.
If you feel like you're being bullied, what's the best thing to do?
Well, you're pretty much on your own in the United States. You are left to your own devices. You are left to solve your own problem that was not of your own making. Bullying is harassment that's unwanted, uninvited, just like the illegal forms, racial discrimination, sexual harassment. But the truth is, there's the organizations, the poll also showed that 62% of the time they blow it off. They ignore it or they make it worse. You go down to personnel picks up the phone, calls the bully, you got trouble here because you're being exposed. They never thought they'd be exposed, but eventually they were. So you're on your own, and you've got to get our book, The Bully at Work, and you've got to try and convince the employer that our book, condensed to 1 sentence, is convince the employer that the bullies are too expensive to keep. Make the business, not the emotional case.
What about the HR office? That's what we're told. You have a conflict.
Well, let's not talk about HR. It becomes, first of all, HR, let's have it understood, they are management. They represent management, and since most bullies are management, they are the bullies' accomplices and allies. They should stop it. They should tell senior leadership, do something about this, but they don't. And there's a variety of reasons. Don't get me started on HR.
You are started.
HR brings us into organizations. Those are good people, but they're individuals, and they're kind of hapless and helpless, and there's a reason they're in the basement.
You know, I was surprised in the Zogby poll. We live in such a litigious society. Only 3% of those bullied have actually filed lawsuits.
Bullying is 4 times more prevalent than illegal harassment. Since most of it is woman on woman and man on man, same gender torment and mistreatment, if you go down to HR, they're going to tell you that you do not meet the narrow definitions required for civil rights violations. And policies, by the way, are based on laws. So since bullying is legal, much more prevalent, but legal, though we're working on that. 13 states, including Washington, have HB 2142 as our bill that will be going through in 2008. We need to get that turned into a law to provide protection for everybody, regardless of gender, race, ethnicity, and the rest.
And bullying isn't equal. According to the Zogby poll, 50% of those bullied are women.
That's right, a little over.
What makes them so susceptible to bullying?
Oh, and they're mostly susceptible to women bullies. Women bully women 71% of the time. They're basically what a bully's looking for is a non-aggressive response to their aggression. So to get the claw sunk in, don't confront me back. If you do, it's not going to be worth my effort. I'm basically lazy and I'll not want to do anything. So the poor thing there for women, and they do suffer the greater level of emotional injuries like depression and post-traumatic stress that can come from this kind of torment from bullying, is it seems to be very much a woman's problem. Probably because they're not confrontive, but they are not free from women bullies. The devil wears Prada phenomenon is very common. People need to know that. Women go after women at a horrific rate, more so than men.
Dr. Gary Namie of the Workplace Bullying Institute here in Bellingham. Thanks for being a guest on Northwest Notebook.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.